All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, an all-new episode. You don't want to miss Caroleen Stewart.
Hey, guys.
All right. We have here Tyler Cage.
That's right.
Yes.
That's correct.
And who is this?
And introduce yourself.
Referee Casanova Reigns, nice to meet you guys.
All right, for the first time on this show. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You brought him here, right?
You're damn right I did.
That's why I was asking you who he is. So, anyway, nonetheless, Wrestling Outlaws starts about now. All right, guys, welcome to and the WTF Hall of Famer, TJ the Game Master. We talked about who's going to be in the Hall of Fame, our first one this year. We'll get to that. Nelson Torres here, along with Caroleen Stewart.
Hey, guys. Good evening, good morning, and good morrow. Caroleen Stewart here, and thank you for tuning in for WTF TV Wrestling.
There you go. We have here, once again, we have Tyler Cage.
That is correct.
Yes, who always likes to, how can I say, talk a lot.
Well, he always has a soapbox.
I mean, I talk a lot, but I also back it up, too.
Well, he always has a soapbox ready.
And very controversial, too, as well.
Yes,
I mean, just like Caroline said, what is controversy?
Right.
Well, depends what's controversial to you.
Yeah, it's very subjective.
All I do is basically, I do what I have to do. Somebody gets in my way, I do what needs to be done. Sometimes it's the only way people respect you. And take you notice. You see, it's crazy how you keep talking about a guy named Angelo Vega for all these people to understand that we're talking about a guy who wants to talk about 1995 Mortal Kombat. Nobody cares about that. What people need to start talking about is the fact is that I am the only guy in WTF that people have seemed to forgot. Because, I mean, since I've been back, I've been literally putting everyone on notice, including Trent, out of all people. Because, I mean, he talks about that he has a burning fist waiting for me, but all I keep seeing is him laying on his back. So you tell me, am I somebody that's supposed to be intimidated, or am I somebody that's supposed to be taken seriously?
Well, we did have Trent and actually, Cole Bradley on the show with his girlfriend on the show. So.
Yes, Empress Pilar.
Yeah, the same girl who basically has got to be as far as I can tell, she can't even throw a punch, man. Seriously, my girl hits harder than her. Thank you very much.
Which reminds me, you have somebody with you as well.
Yes, I do. And that is one half of the family, my brother, known as Casanova Reigns.
Yeah, nice to
Yes,
meet
sir.
you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Too. Nice to meet you, too.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, Angelo was on last episode, along with the Hall of Famer, TJ the Game Master. And we did talk briefly about you.
Said one thing about him, and already I made him relevant. Thank you very much.
And then also TJ the Game Master as well, too. He says he doesn't know you, but he doesn't feel like you're respecting the legends.
What is there to respect? I mean, like I said, their days is done. Their days is numbered. They're no longer here anymore.
But have they not paved the way?
Yes, they have paved the way. But all I keep hearing is about Angelo Vega keeps talking about the symbols of excellence. I mean, you keep talking about WWF and all this crap. Nobody cares about past tense. We're talking about the future. And the future is what you're seeing is in front of you right now. Because, let's be honest, for years, ever since we was kids, we've dreamt of this. This is all we've ever wanted to do. And to have somebody like Angelo Vega, who, as far as I can tell, can barely even defend his title. I mean, yeah, he talked about Ace Bradley, the same guy who basically lost the tag team titles to the royal family. I mean, let's really talk about it. And now you're giving him a Universal Championship match? He's just gonna fumble his opportunity. The same person like Happy the Clown, who's getting an opportunity. Yes, he won the Rumble. But why does he deserve to jump in front of me? I should have been the world title. I should have been the world champion. And now you're going to jump in front of me? Why? Because you've been here longer than me? Let me remind you, I am the only guy that has never been beaten. Yes, the last person that beat me was Shawn Jenkins. And where's he now? Yeah, he took that little 15 minutes of fame and basically left and is no longer here. But I understand. Sometimes you got to take care of family, which is understandable.
In total fairness, you were there last week because we announced a new Hall of Fame inductee for this year. So that's why TJ was there. But he also brought up the fact that, he felt like all you do is just talk, and that's pretty much it. So,
all I do is talk. Okay.
Well, he is a legend, so TJ the Game Master.
I mean,
he's a video game extraordinaire too.
Okay, and look at other guys that basically have paved the way, and that basically other legends, like, let's be honest, since we're talking about the current world champion, Criss Angel. He's a Hall of Famer himself, who's done this for over 20 years doing this. I respect Criss Angel because he's fought legends. About a couple days ago, he fought Nuncio and beat him. An ECW legend. What has TJ done? Who has he beaten? That's a former WWE superstar. ECW, for that matter. Yeah, let's really talk about it.
And he was a world champion too, by the way.
Yes, he was a former world champion, but like I said, all I'm saying is, don't sleep on me. Don't. Because I could be that same guy. The only difference is I'm still young, I'm still in my prime, and I'm still doing this. I haven't lost a step. So don't take me lightly. Furthermore, just take me seriously.
Well, with that being said, I understand we don't want to leave him out.
Of course.
What is Casanova going to bring to the table?
Well, the one thing when it comes to Casanova Reigns, he has been everywhere with me. From the time we was kids to now, he's always been by my side.
So you guys are technically on the record bunk bed brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not.
We always like that because we're blood. So.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. You look at every family, right? You look at all the teams in the company. Most of them are actually blood by blood, but then there's some that just got put together. We're not somebody that just got put together. We are actually family by blood. And yes, he basically was, as a referee, he reffed in every single company. WWX, BBW, DCW. He's been in every company except for one, WTF. And that's where we take over. That is our go. I've been in every company, and every company I've stepped in, I've been champion. And now it's time to make a mark here. That is the main reason why I came to WTF. I didn't just come to WTF on purposely. I came here because I want to be the man. I want to prove that I have what it takes to be on the same level as Angelo Vega, the same level as Happy the Clown, the same level as TJ, and the rest of the Hall of Famers that came before me. I want to solidify my name in the records, but I don't want to do it alone. I want to make also my dad proud. Just several years ago, my dad passed away.
My condolences.
So if there's anything that I want to do, I want to solidify our bloodline by making WTF the next big thing.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Torres?
Yeah, that's quite ambitious for what you're planning to do. That's quite a big plan that you want. You see, because you already have, that's one thing you do have is a plan.
Yes, I
have a
do.
blueprint.
Yes, I do. There is a plan in place. You see, because we want to do something that no other team has ever done. We want to do something that nobody has ever seen before. You see, when you look at WWE, right, and you look at Roman Reigns and his bloodline, right? We want to do something that's never been done before. Like, we want to do something where it's not just a short-term storyline. We want to take it to the next level. Tell the story how we met and kind of tweak it into bringing it from personal life into the wrestling bit.
You're telling the story?
Telling a story. Because it's a lot when it came to me and my brother. 12 years ago, me and my brother, we had a match.
Okay.
And we made a match where one of our careers was on the line. And if he beat me, I was going to have to go away. And he did beat me. And I went away for a while. And then I returned several years later. And we started in WWX together. First, we started in BBW, where he was part of the Young Bullets, which was the referee.
Not to cut you off, but did you say BBW?
Yes, BBW was basically the company that I owned, that I was running.
Not the big, beautiful women.
That's what everybody was calling it. That's what everybody was calling it.
Just saying.
It's a wrestling federation, not the big, beautiful women, sweetheart.
But
Although that
I
would
mean,
be fun to watch.
listen, when we came
sure
up with
it is.
listen, it was basically about taking the rookies, because basically we felt disrespected in the companies that we was at. So we wanted to be like kind of like the Nexus, where we basically wanted to come in and attack everybody that we felt disrespected by. And it was supposed to be a storyline, but it didn't happen. Then all of a sudden, the company kind of just like went, and basically they brought my brother in as basically the referee. And I had a match against Jeremy for the Grand Slam Championship. And when my brother counted the shoulders to the mat, where basically I'm going to defend that title, but the title I'm going to defend, I'm going to defend it against him.
I see.
So that's what, it makes sense for me. The only way that, because when I spoke to Nelson about making this match happen, the only way that I could bring this title into this company is if he's in it. I can't do it with Trent because the storyline did not start with Trent.
Aren't you still wrestling? You're about to have a match.
Yes, I am having a match with Trent. But the storyline is going to involve the bloodline.
Storyline.
Okay.
Where, because it started with Queen Tara. Started with Queen Tara and myself.
Queen Tara, is that your...
Yes, my wife.
Your wife.
So it makes sense for me to add another member. And that's what I bring Casanova Reigns.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Quick question. You mentioned to me before the show began.
Yes.
You said you wanted to make an announcement regarding of where you're going to be as far as WTF or WWF.
Yes.
So what's the situation with that?
So, I was going to make my announcement at, yesterday we had training yesterday at WWX. And I had the match, basically, to see what the false count happened. And I was actually going to announce my retirement, actually, on the show. Okay. Because I thought I was basically injured because I got wailed on with a stick, with the kendo stick. So basically, apparently in the match, there's not going to be no kendo sticks, there's not going to be no sledgehammer, but there will be chairs in the match.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So the company that I have to start it with Queen Tara first.
Of course, that's
I had to do that because that's how it started. The only way to do that, I would have to make the announcement when the show happens that they're coming. That's all you need to know. They are coming.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And when they come, WTF would never be the same ever again.
As long as you're confident.
It would only be the beginning.
As long as you're confident.
Yeah, it's not just a blueprint, but it's like a big map that he's putting out together, you know, like a major, like enough to fill this table out.
That's understandable, but you know, every plan has a flaw. Now, I'm not belittling
The
your
reason
plan
why
in
I'm
every
saying
way.
that because the reason why I'm saying that the reason why I said to myself that if there comes a time where I'm going to retire, I want it to be against someone in my family to end it. And that's to put my brother on the map,
Gotcha.
where basically he becomes the champion.
Understandable.
So that's
Interesting.
why.
I'm sorry, but do you actually think that Chris Angel will give you a chance at the World Championship? Chris Angel.
I mean, it's been talks, but as far as me, I mean, we both know, as I stated before,
But yeah, he's the same man that actually threw you out of that Rumble. You were the last two in there.
he did.
So
he did.
So yeah, you remember he threw you out of the ring. You know, like.
But who's this? I mean, you know, the same way, like I said, he has his royal family, but that doesn't mean that the tree ain't lurking from the skies. There's always.
But if you remember, I mean, I'm just bringing this up
Because let's be honest, Chris Angel actually was the man that gave me my career.
I mean,
He's the one
And he threw
that
you
gave
out.
both of us our career, if you really look at
he threw
it.
you out like a rag doll.
He did. But let's be honest, he threw out the vampire. That's the difference. He hasn't faced the person who basically is the person who basically cost him. When we was in WX, we cost him the match of winning his of basically becoming world champion at the time. One that cost him to become world champion.
It's just to give people context of what happened. So.
I mean, if you
And
really,
everybody still talks about it too.
I mean, he hit me from behind. When he hit me from behind, I mean, I was focusing on another individual that I was trying to eliminate. You get what I mean? You hit me from behind, and then you eliminate me. Let's be honest. I mean, when you got but let's also be honest. He's also got a clown by the name of Happy.
Who won
Who's
the
like-
Battle Rumble a few months ago.
That he did.
Yeah, he did, and he still has a chance to be the world champion. He's a top contender right now.
Yes.
Because he won that Rumble.
Yes.
Now, so everybody's watching. Do you think Happy's gonna beat Chris Angel, or something's gonna happen? What do you think?
When you're facing a Magnodon, you're swimming in his water. You know, you're swimming with sharks. Chris Angel's gonna eat him alive. And I have faith in Chris Angel because, I mean, let's be honest, I've been in there with Chris Angel, and given the fact that if you're gonna sit there and paint your face and all that, Chris Angel doesn't need to do all that. All he needs to do is bring the beast, and that's all he needs to do. I mean, let's be honest. Look at the last person Chris Angel faced in his first title defense. Beat him. No hesitation.
He's talking about Benny Blanco.
Yes.
From Manhattan, by the way. I'm not even kidding.
He defeated him. So, Happy the Clown, I mean, let's be honest. Look at who was in that Rumble. Had I been in it, do you really think Happy the Clown would have won that? You gotta ask yourself that
Do
question.
you believe that if you would have been in that Rumble yourself, in the same ring with Happy, you would have actually won that match yourself?
Listen, I am not intimidated by Angelo, and I'm damn sure I ain't intimidated by no clown. Let me tell you something. don't ever take me lightly. Because you will find out sooner rather than later that the people that underestimate me are the ones that end up failing.
Well, he is the current United Continental Champion.
Exactly. That's the problem right there. He's the United Continental Champion, and who has he defended that? The last person that was a United Continental was actually Shawn Jenkins.
Well, actually, it was Nightmare who. He does feel that he has ruled the Bronx for a very long time.
Ruled the Bronx?
Those are his words.
Really ruled the Bronx? Listen, if he's ruled the Bronx, then I ruled Harlem, right? That's what makes
Aren't you
sense,
from
right?
the Bronx too?
No, I'm actually, for those that don't know, I was born in Harlem and I was raised in Harlem. Me and Casanova Reigns was raised in Harlem.
Right.
And we've went up against the worst and the baddest people in Harlem. Most people won't even look at us in our faces. They're more intimidated by our demeanor than look at us face to face.
No.
But like I said, I would really like to know what Angelo Vega said, because seriously, he kind of really crossed the line when he literally talked about my wife. And my wife actually did send him a message, and I would like to really relay that message to Angelo myself.
Speaking of which, you have the chance to probably do that because we do have.
And actually, Queen Tara actually will be showing up next week, actually. So to base your bubble, prepared that Queen Tara will be here next week, and she will direct that message personally.
Well, if you want to do that, because we do have an exclusive pre-recorded comment earlier today.
Okay.
Because he knew you were coming in today, and he
Of
knew
course
that
he
you were
did.
going to make that announcement.
Of course.
All right, so let's roll that audio clip.
Video, actually.
Oh,
So
excuse me.
Yeah.
This is Angelo Vega, the WTF Universal Champion and the right. Just a little short recap. Overdose is going into the WTF Hall of Fame. I have the honor and privilege to induct my friend. His real name was John Santiago, but on here he was known as Overdose. And with great pleasure, I am going to induct him into the WTF Hall of Fame. Now, with that being said, Vincent Cage, you dumb, stupid millennial fuck. Nobody gives a shit what fucking Superman shit to show whatever fucking shirt you're gonna show or whatever the fuck side you're gonna pick. Why don't you go pick your nose with that fucking shirt and go drink a bucket of AIDS like I told you to do? Nobody gives a fuck, yo. Listen, you know what? As a matter of fact, when I am done whipping that fucking Ace Bradley's ass, dinosaur and schoolboy you pin you 1, 2, 3. I don't give a fuck. Wait your fucking turn, disrespectful little bastard. Anyway, this is Angelo Vega. I'll see all you guys next time on WTF TV.
Now, those are very strong words, and what are your
Indeed,
thoughts
yeah,
on
that was quite a statement.
You know, it's crazy
Wow.
that he didn't mention that one thing about my wife, because it's crazy. He didn't mention her. You know why?
What?
Because prior to that, see, we was watching the WTF show, me and her together. And even though she wasn't actually with me, she was on the phone with me. And you know why? She actually fell asleep. She fell asleep on Angelo Vega. You know why?
You mean last week's episode?
Yup, last week's episode when Angelo ran his mouth about my wife. Oh, I clean in the gym and all I do is... I'm not going to repeat what he said because, I mean, I would like to, clarify that. I never said any of those things. okay? I don't know where this stupid idiot or this dumbass, stupid, Mighty Morphin, wannabe, Mortal Kombat piece of shit ass has it in for my wife. I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing. She didn't make a message and she said if he keeps running his mouth, he's gonna know what a real ass whooping feels like. Because one thing you don't want to do is piss off the Queen Tara. You don't want to do that. There's a reason why. You know why Trent was so scared in that match when he faced me the first time?
Why?
Because Queen Tara was looking into his eyes. And that was the ounce of fear. That he wasn't prepared what was in store for him.
Wow.
And when we face again, it's going to be even more worse than ever before.
Right. Well, with that.
Now, as far as Queen Tara goes, Queen Tara will be here next week. She said that she might be here next week.
I don't know.
We never know.
You never know, right? You never know if she'll be here.
But if she is, Angelo Vega, my only thing to you is just be careful what you wish for.
And on that note, we're about to wrap up as we want to end the show.
Casanova Reigns, do you got anything you want to say?
Before we go, we gotta make it
Any
quick.
2
though.
cents?
Well, like I said, I mean, I just want to say thank you for bringing me here.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
so happy to be back refereeing. Guys, I'm going to be back refereeing, and I've always wanted to do this for a very, very long time, and I'm so happy about that.
I'm happy that you're here.
So, fellas, I will be back refereeing. So, just want to say thank you, love, and support.
And like I said, the last thing I'm going to say is that I'm going to give the fans what they want. For the first time, they're actually going to get the chance of Casanova Reigns versus Tyler Cage. And we are definitely going to get that. So
All
look
right.
forward to that.
Yeah. So
That's
once
right.
again, we're gonna have to wrap it up. Thank you so much, and Caroline, thank you for coming as always.
It's my job. It's what I do.
Caroline.
I have no choice. I'm practically chained.
Yeah,
Oh,
you go.
damn.
And make sure you follow our social medias as well. And you don't want to miss next week's episode as well, because you don't know who might show up, as you say.
Just
right.
don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, we'll definitely see you guys next time in an all-new episode of WTF TV. And make sure you like and subscribe and share, right, Caroline?
That's right. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on WTFworld.com as a whole.
And an all-new episode of Wrestling Outlaws.
Have a good night.
Yes.